Alright, so I'm on my lunch break, heading back to work, but first I'm going to stop at Tim Hortons, get myself something to drink. I'm actually really tired today. Had a fun birthday, watching WrestleMania and stuff, so yeah, it's kind of messed up my routine of sleep and stuff. But anyways, so I am off to Tim Hortons, and the reason I'm doing this video is because I saw something come across my feed while I was eating. It was, what's harder to run, a one-shot or a campaign? And I'm surprised this is even a question. I think this was in that new campaign group, but it showed up on my feed, so I just, it kind of made me want to do a quick video. But I'm surprised this is even a question, because, you know, a one-shot is a single gaming session, and a campaign is more than one. So at first, my initial thought was, well, this is a no-brainer. It's clearly a campaign. Campaigns require for some people, world building, requires you to create characters with your players, you know, things along those lines. Like, there's just a lot more detail involved. And yeah, so anyway, so with a campaign, for me, when I'm starting a campaign, I like to know as much about my players as possible. For example, when I did Session 0 for the Anvil Ringers, you know, we came up with some things, some jump off points. Like, I know a little bit about their characters. And so in the campaign, the idea is you try to tie things back to those players, whether it's their past and history with NPCs or events, things along those lines. You try to play up those things to make it more personal for the players. And that can take a lot of prep. Now, a one-shot on the surface to me is like, oh, cool, you know, it's more of just testing out a system or just playing a game. You don't have to know anything about the characters, really. You just say, hey, look, this is the scenario, make some characters for it, and we're going to play a quick one single session. Or, you know, whatever. We're just going to play a game, you bring some characters so that you can play the mechanics. That's kind of how I view one-shots more. Not as in-depth. I'm usually just like, oh yeah, let's just make some dang... I'm going to put my phone down a little bit, but you'll still hear me. Let's just make some dang characters and play a game real quick so we can play D&D or whatever, or try some mechanics out and see if we like this system. Yeah, so when it comes down to it, I think on the surface, campaign is hands down harder, but sometimes a one-shot can be more difficult. If you're trying a new game system, the one-shot might be difficult because you have to read up on all the rules and take notes so you know what's going on, and as well as plan your adventure. That can be pretty daunting. Can be quite a bit. So I guess it isn't as obvious, you know, when it's in regards to that. For instance, I've been reading the Dragon Age book for a couple weeks now. I'm up to page like 160 or something like that. Can't even remember where I left off. I read like the factions, and I think I started reading the history stuff. I don't know. But anyways, and there's still another 300 pages to go. Good book though. I actually enjoy reading it. The system sounds cool, and a lot of the stuff with it sounds cool. One-shots can also be kind of and difficult isn't the right word. It just takes more work. One-shots can take a lot of work if you let them. A one-shot can be as in-depth as you want or as simple as you want. I've ran one-shots just based off of a quick, simple idea. I let a whole one-shot be inspired by Blank Space by Taylor Swift once. You know, and while that was a fun game, early on it was really difficult to run because the players were a little bit more nervous. I had a couple that were, you know, taking initiative to do stuff, plus I was waiting for a player, so I was stalling, and that's never good. But yeah, I've had simple sessions that were just inspired based on one little thing, and I just ran with it, and I've had some where I was trying to do too much, where I was trying to tie things together. And, you know, really I think the best method for me when it comes to one-shots is to just keep it simple, stupid. KISS. You know, keep it simple, stupid. Where you plan a couple things, but you keep it pretty low-key. You plan maybe a couple combat encounters and try out some mechanics, but really it's just, you know, it's a simple formula. You know, players get a role-playing chance. They get a possible minor combat, and a wilderness or travel encounter, and then the main encounter. And in between there, you can put a little bit of role-playing stuff, but that's my formula for a one-shot. It's real simple. Campaigns are just so much more in-depth. You can spend a whole session looking into their past. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye.